You know, I've come to really appreciate the whole Minden, Kinmount, Halliburton area for fishing. There's such a diverse fishery in so many lakes, and one of the reasons I appreciate it so much is because of this man. This is Karl Dickob. Karl is involved in aquaculture and enhancement when it comes to our fisheries. He's actually the president of the association. He also raises fish, and he's really an integral part of many of the fine fishing lakes that are in this area. So Karl, why don't you tell us a little bit about the hands-on stuff that you do and the fishing opportunities available in this big region?
Well, mostly I stock private lakes owned by private people or big owners.
Hmm.
And the fishing there is excellent. I hopefully can take you sooner or later to some of the lakes that I stock. And with some of the lake, well, I stock with brook trout.
Good.
And I get my stock. I had in the beginning trouble to twist the arms of the M&R, but then they became quite supportive.
Good.
And I get my eggs every so many years from Halt's Lake Hatchery, and they have excellent stock from Lake Nipigon.
Wow. Those brook trout grow big.
You betcha.
Good. Now, what about other species? I know
Uh,
that a lot of the lakes have a diverse species, everything from bass to walleye and perch.
yeah,
So those,
walleye didn't stock too much because I've been not too successful because sometimes I lose too many because they eat each other. But what
okay.
I have, they grow big, and
Good.
when I stock them, they survive. There's a survival rate of 80%, which is or surpasses if you stock 1.5, 2 inch in July.
Okay.
So price-wise, you're better off with larger ones, but we haven't found yet the right way to do that efficiently.
Do you think there's a need to have more people doing the same thing you're doing to raise fish if they have ponds or if they have access to water or property where they've got springs and they can create ponds to join you in producing fish, not necessarily for eating, for the market, you
Mm.
know, the fish that you get in the grocery stores, the rainbow trout, but for people to stock and also for pay fishing, you know, where people pay to fish the ponds and so on. Do you think there's a need for that?
I definitely not only think so, I know so. And again, if we can better cooperate under the umbrella with the MNR, they do the early rearing of walleye till June when they're about inch and a half, and then they really become carnivorous. So if we have a private fish culturist, they have ponds, they can put minnows in these ponds early in the spring. By July, these minnows have spawned, and there's millions of
Wow.
small minnows there. Then you put the inch and a half walleye in there. How big you think they're going to be in October?
3, 4 inches?
How about 6 to 8?
Are you serious? Wow. I
I
can see
have,
why they eat each other.
yeah, I
Wow.
had walleye here this fall. They were up to 10 inches. That's
Wow.
how fast they
So
can
what
grow.
does a person have to do? Let's say someone has the land or they have the ponds. What do they have to do to get involved? They say, if they're listening to you and they're saying, I'd love to do that, well, who do I contact? The
They
MNR?
they can contact the MNR, but they might get much more help through our association, and they can contact us through our website, which is OntarioAquaculture.net.
Good.
There is what's going on. It's kind of still in the summertime, but in the wintertime,
It's
when
more
we are
active.
not so busy, then we do all the active stuff.
Good.
See, I help fishing clubs and hunting clubs to get a stocking license for beaver ponds that are on their properties and
Good.
so on, because if you have a new introduction of a fish, you have to make at least a Class A environmental assessment.
Well, it's nice that you can help them with all the regulations because you're
Yeah,
very familiar.
but
Carl?
I do that only if they are
Sure.
join
the
for the
association.
common good of
Of course.
everybody. Thank
Karl,
you very
this is
much.
awesome. I hope people become involved, you know, because we have wonderful fisheries that are natural, but in many cases we have water that's available that doesn't have really fish in it,
Yeah.
you know, and it's perfect environment for people to raise fish and to stock the fish for a lot of people to enjoy.
Mm.
So it was very nice seeing you again. You know what? I got some more fishing to do.